Hello again. It is Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. Talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week, and we are so glad that you have joined us. Aaron Evernham on special assignment, so Justin Fiedler joins us. Hey, man, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Justin, of course, is dirttracker.com, and that's dirt, one T, and no E before the R. We just need to link to it, okay? You just need to find it, save it, go from there. You just do it. How's things in the dirttracker.com world?
It's been really good. I've been really, really pleased with things lately, and there's so much good dirt racing stuff to talk about right now, so it just makes life easy.
We're at an insane time. You and I were talking about this with Midget Speedweek going on into Ohio Speedweek, into the Showdown up at Huset's and Jackson, into Pennsylvania Speedweeks.
Yep.
Man, it is a good time to be in the dirt track world. That's
it really
for sure.
is. And then we got Month of Money coming up.
I know. Then we get the Month of Money for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Here's what I love, and you could check it out again. It's one of the things. It's a clearinghouse for everything, and I really love and respect that. Appreciate it because it's a clearinghouse for Wing Nation. So if you're a dirt track fan and want to know what's going on with what used to be Rip the Fence, what's a Loud Pedal now?
Yep.
They're there. All of the podcasts, Open Red, when they do stuff there, your conversations, plus all of the news. So I don't know how you keep up with it.
Well, it's great because I actually don't have to do a lot of work because of my coding knowledge. A lot of it's automatic. So when news breaks through the day, you don't have to wait for me to post it. It'll be there automatically.
You're cheating it up there with all the coding stuff.
It's a trick. Yeah.
It's all trick. There we go. It's like your own version of traction control.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yes. Good times. Good times. And good times in the sprint car world, that is for sure. Let's take a look at our Hefner Racing Products Hot Topics. Just some fabulous wins this weekend. David Gravel, let's talk a little bit about him. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, Granite City Motor Park up in Minnesota, and then he backed it up at Huset's. But, boy, I'm telling you, Gravel, I didn't realize 63 World of Outlaw wins.
Yeah. Well, and actually, I talked about this earlier in the week on my own daily show. Gravel's actually winning more often this year than he won last year. So he's winning something like every 5.5 races this year. So if he can keep that up, and with the way Sweet's been good, but Sweet has been kind of a little bit off from where he was at the start of the season, Gravel just keeps chipping away at that points lead, chipping away. It's only 56 right now.
It's amazing.
So, I mean, we're going to have a battle here down the stretch.
We really are, and that's so exciting. It really is. And then to go to Huset's, which the Huset's 50 is coming up in a couple of weeks. Of course, Todd Query owns the track, big sponsor owning the team. But anytime you get some laps on a racetrack like that has $30,000 coming up later on this month, it's good to see that.
There's no doubt about it. That Huset's track is so nice. Every time I see that, pulling it up on the streams and stuff, the facility looks fantastic. The surface looks great. What a fantastic place to go.
Can't wait. We're going up there for Wing Nation shows.
Oh, that'll be great.
Gosh, we are all over that. Ashley and I are going to be up there for Wing Nation shows.
Yeah, that'll be super great.
It is going to be sweet. That's for sure. So David Gravel, a 2-win weekend. Bill Balog, the North Pole Nightmare. All-Stars and IRA teamed up. I always think the North Pole Nightmare, but the home cooking in Wisconsin. Of course, that's where he's lived most of his life, or most of his adult life and his racing life. Boy, he really figured it out with Sheboygan and Angel Park. Swept the balance of the weekend up there. Big wins for Bill.
Yeah, as good as Tyler Courtney has been, it's almost like every time the All-Stars come out now, you just expect Tyler Courtney to win.
Yeah.
But Balog was so strong, and you had the same podium both nights. Balog up front, Ian Madsen second, Rico Abreu third both nights. So interesting little note there.
Yeah, and what I find fascinating about it, when you look at the All-Stars the last 6 weeks, you had Sunshine getting his first win, and then he's backed it up with multiple wins since.
Yep.
Kyle Reinhart picked up his first win. Yep. Hasn't been able to back it up. I think there's another first-time winner somewhere here recently. Zeb Wise got his second win, but that was the big one, the $26,000 at Kokomo. And now you have Bill Balog. They just keep adding depth to the winners list there for the All-Stars.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And a guy that hasn't won yet with the All-Stars that I've been really impressed with is Hunter Schoenberg.
Right.
He's been just stacking up those top 10 finishes. So I feel like he's probably the next one on the list to get one of those wins.
It's a matter of time, that's for sure. We're going to talk to Bill Balog here today on the program. I love, and I've said this, I've kind of flogged this a lot over the last month or two, Western Pennsylvania Speedweek. They're not Ohio, they're not Central Pennsylvania, they're in the middle, and this year they put together a 5-race speed week. Now, 2 of them got rained out, but Friday night Lernerville, Saturday night Sharon, Sunday at Tri-City, and Ryan Smith made the jaunt over from Pennsylvania, from Kunkletown, Pennsylvania, and won 2 of the 3, finished third at Tri-City, wins the championship. We're going to talk to Ryan as well. He's a fascinating story, and I just love the fact that he traveled out of his region and won a couple of races.
Yeah, for sure. And cool speed week there. I mean, some decent money on the line. They had some good car counts, some good guys in the field there to race against. And it was impressive to see him go in there and win 2 of those 3 shows.
Yeah, especially Lernerville, which is a weekly track.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going in there against the regular racers there. Well, Sharon also, same thing as Sharon too, to win at those 2 tracks. Neat stuff, that's for sure. Central Pennsylvania had just mind-boggling the wins here. Williams Grove, Justin Whittle, he is a racer from Vinceland, New Jersey, through the quarter midget, 600cc, 360s, URC, to 410 racing, and you get your first 410 win at Williams Grove. That's got to be really special. He's
like one of those guys that, you've kind of seen in some outlaw shows here and there, and for him to jump up and, Williams Grove is such an easy racetrack to go win at, right?
Well, it is, yeah, exactly.
Obviously, if you were going to win your first one, it would be there. But I had people messaging me like, where did Justin Whittle come from? And I feel like the parity this season in Central Pennsylvania has just been incredible.
Yeah, it really has. It's been good. Okay, so we moved to Saturday night. Okay, Port Royal. Now, Jared Esch, he's a multi-top, 2 wins at Port Royal, so he's the veteran winner here. What was neat about this is the Chapella Golden Flavor Sesame 6 car. That's been around forever. In fact, Jared's dad, Doug Esch, wheeled it to success at Port Royal. Really, really neat to see that car back in victory lane with Jared behind the wheel.
Yeah, just a classic paint scheme, and just, it's like gives you all the feels from the years ago of sprint car racing in Williams Grove, at Port Royal. But I love that racetrack. So much fun there. I love the guys right around the fence, and the success Logan Wagner's had there in recent years. It's such a fantastic facility.
Logan's phenomenal. He really, truly is. Not to be outdone, south of there is the fabulous Lincoln Speedway. Aaron Bollinger, career first 410 win. So we had 2 of them in Pennsylvania, career first wins.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the parity and the depth. The neat part about Aaron is it's a family team. It's Dad and Aaron in the garage. Saturday was Dad's birthday.
Oh, perfect timing.
How about that?
Perfect timing.
Yeah. So, I mean, the parity, the talent, what I like is you have 2 family operations here, and then one of the storied old school paint schemes getting the win. And we understand the sprint car world has changed. Those old school teams are few and far between now.
For sure.
But it just kind of showcases where the sport is, and yet I don't know, it's just neat. All 3 winners at Pennsylvania, very compelling stories.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, Pennsylvania, a ton of parity this year. I just feel like every time we get a race at one of those tracks, you're just not quite sure. And Danny Dietrich only has 1 win this season. I mean, it's incredible to think that there's been so much parity.
Yeah, exactly. We had Danny on our show up at Port Royal, and are you good? Are you bad? Times were good, situational things. He's been fast. He's not been fast, and he's getting ready to get a lot of laps in, though, because he's doing Ohio Speed Week and then Pennsylvania Speed Week, so he's going to do that. And finally, scoring one for the old guys, if you will. Well, Byron Reed, he's mid-40s, I think it is. These days, that's an old guy, though. Last lap pass for the win, his 43rd career win at Attica. First one since 2019. So good to see Byron Reed in that Black 5 car back in Victor Lane.
Yeah, again, another great sprint car area with Ohio. Been some fantastic racing there this season. Cool to see Byron get him a win there.
Such a good dude. He really is. The only thing I always, when I see Byron winning a race, I was looking to see the family, and his mom and dad were not there. They had some other commitments and everything. But good for Byron Reed. Good to see him picking up the win. And there you have it, our Hefner Racing Products Hot Topics. Hefner Racing Products knows sprint car racing. Therefore, they know what works best for your team. No other accessory can match quality, performance, and design. The top trailer builders use HRP trailer accessories to outfit their stock and custom-built units. They keep all kinds of, always adding things. New cordless charging station, keeps clutter from your workbench. Roster includes something for every racer, team, trailer, and shop. Don't settle for anything less than Sprint Car Racing's #1 accessory manufacturer. That's Hefner Racing Products, www.hrpracing.com. We're going to chat with Bill Balog here in just a moment, but take a listen to this. It was the Plymouth Dirt Track at Sheboygan, the Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions. Ian Madsen and Bill Balog. Here's Blake Anderson with the call.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
We're working on lap 4. Off of turn number 4, we'll click off lap 4, and Balog right there on the back bumper, now to the inside. Balog to the lead, and the crowd goes nuts.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official death of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Pride, passion, performance. We are Team Dryden.
Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, rolling along. We're in the Hercules Tires studios in Concord, North Carolina. Justin Fiedler filling in and sitting in for Aaron Evernham. Let's go to the Dryden hotline. The North Pole Nightmare, Bill Balog joins us. Hello, Bill. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We are doing fantastic, and know you are doing fantastic. Congratulations. You've won a lot at Plymouth. You've won up at Angel Park, but getting those first 2 All-Star wins, congratulations. Pretty solid weekend for you, for sure.
Yeah, it was awesome weekend for us.
What was the difference this weekend for you? I feel like, you finished 5th at Sharon earlier in the season. It's kind of jumped off from you, for you since then, some top 5s, some top 10s. But what was different about Saturday and Sunday that allowed you to get those 2 wins?
It just boils down to the time in the shop, and the competition's so tough, and you try to look at the points a little bit, but not get too wrapped up in that stuff. But you got to keep up with these guys. So we've been racing more than I've ever raced before, which is probably the biggest thing. But we had a lot of confidence at some of those races, which helped tremendously. And then I don't know, it was just trying to keep your nerves in check and doing the right things. And the crew guys were doing awesome. I've been working with Dennis a lot, and Joe Taylor's been helping, and I think that's just been, it's just been amazing.
Bill, can you describe, I mean, as I indicated, you've won more than 100 times up on the IRA Tour, but can you kind of put into words the level of competition that you're facing this year with the All-Stars, and how deep and how challenging that is for your very successful racing program?
Yeah, it's been, like I said, it's just, so many people signed up to do this thing this year. I think everyone wants to finish up in those first couple positions in points. I think that's kind of the goal, and there just simply isn't room. So, yeah, everyone's pretty intense, and it's good. It's a good thing. It's been fun, and the All-Stars have been, they're very professional, and they're also very friendly and welcoming. So, we've been having a blast with it so far. And we've had some tough times too, and some stressful things, but overall, it's just been great.
Bill, walk us through the kind of decision that you made to go All-Star racing this year. Obviously, you've had a ton of success with the IRA, and we've seen you out with the All-Stars before. We've seen you out with the Outlaws before. But when it came time to make that decision, why go the All-Stars, and why did that make sense now?
I think since Tony's taken it over, it's just been very appealing to a lot of people. The schedule, the timing for me, was really good. I think, I wish I could have done it earlier, but it's just not the way things work, I guess. But, it was something, it's obviously just kind of the next step. And, there's other people, there's all these sponsors that have been helping me for all these years. They, I think, wanted something new, and something different, and more competition. And so, yeah, it's just kind of the timing, and with Hans and I, we wanted to kind of run our own team again, and I think that's been a big thing too. We're kind of looking for, I've never been to a lot of these racetracks, and we're kind of looking into the future too, the next couple of years.
Neat. That is really neat. That's for sure. When you look at your operation, the nuts and bolts that you and Hans have put together with your team, the chassis, the engines, how much did you have to step up during the off season and now from what you were doing, or is it comparable?
Yeah, we kind of have some of the same stuff. We bought a couple of used cars from Outlaw Team, and they were really nice Maxims. Yeah, we just have 2 motors right now, so it's a little bit nervous right now, but hopefully we'll have another one soon. And yeah, they've I've got an HP and a Kistler, and they're both just awesome. And I haven't had any trouble, and just kind of got my fingers crossed there until the other one shows up. But we're a little bit behind on a couple of those things. But like I said, we're kind of looking into next year too. The team there's still a lot of work to do within the team, and just getting things organized. I mean, we haven't had a day off, I don't think, for a couple of months. It's just been straight work, and hopefully get more people, helping out, and we can do it even better.
How different is the preparation needed to run, a tour like the All-Stars versus what you were doing in the past, kind of running with the IRA and then a pick and choose schedule? Is it just making sure you're more organized in the shop and in the trailer? Is there any difference at all? Kind of walk us through that.
No, it's pretty similar. I mean, the parts obviously are all the same throughout the 410 world, I think, and the engines are the same. Yeah, it's just, I guess the main thing is the schedule and the amount of times that we race. I'm not burned out yet or anything, but I'm really kind of nervous that might happen. But yeah, it's just a lot more work with just the extra races. But overall, I mean, the trailer, we're going to have it packed so tight it probably won't even pull out of the driveway for Speedweek. So I'm hoping that we can bring enough stuff with us and not tear anything up. But yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah, that's fascinating to me when you talk about it. Bill, had a chance earlier this year to catch up with you at Virginia Motor Speedway. It was the first of 4 nights. You did Virginia, Williams Grove, I think it was Port, and then Bedford. And you were sharing at that time that you had never done 4 nights in a row in your career, the back-to-backs. And you just spent this past weekend doing it, and Lord knows you're getting ready to do even more than that coming up with Ohio Speed Week. How has that suited you? Do you enjoy that? Has it been stressful? Has it been a challenge? How has that worked for you as a driver? And then you guys getting that car turned back around day after day.
Yeah, I think it's necessary for me. I mean, if you have too much time off, you just kind of get rusty pretty quick, or I do anyway. So yeah, I've been really enjoying the night after night racing and just really being fully engulfed in the sprint car thing. And I think that's where kind of some of the speed is coming from too. I mean, the car has been really good with Joe working on it and Dennis and Austin, but it's also, I'm just really comfortable in it right now. And, yeah, I think that's kind of where some of that speed is coming from. So it's, the Ohio Speed Week, I've never done that obviously, but I'm looking forward to that too. I don't know. That's the unknown a little bit, but yeah, I like the grind of it all. It's been a lot of fun.
When you started the season, with the All-Stars, coming out, did you have goals and expectations kind of for the season? And now that you've kind of picked up your first couple of wins, do you still have the same goals and expectations, or have they shifted now that you kind of had a little bit of success here?
No, I had the same. I guess my goal was, top 3 in points and just get a couple of wins if I can. I know they're just hard to get, and it's still the same. We're just going to, be clean and just be, do the best we can. And if things are going good, great. And if you can just run 10th, then that's just what you get, But yeah, I think the goals are still the same. And, we've had quite a few DNFs actually, which has hurt us a little bit, but that kind of stuff just happens. And I'm going to, just try to keep my head above water.
Bill, the mental game to me is always fascinating in sprint car racing, and actually all forms of racing. I talk about this with NASCAR drivers. NASCAR drivers come through the ranks where they win. They win. They move to the next series. They win, and they get to the Cup Series. Then they get clubbed for a year and a half before they get that win. Yours is not as extreme as that because you've got a couple of wins now. But being so used to winning and stopping on the front stretch and climbing on that wing. How has that battle been for you, knowing it's a bigger challenge, but how has that battle been for you as a race car driver?
It's actually been really good. Since, I don't know, when, even somewhere around that Virginia time when Joe showed up, we've had just a lot of confidence. And, there's just been enough good runs in between there just to keep things rolling. So it hasn't been too bad for me. And part of it, too, like I said before, is just the way the car is working and the kind of the box we have it in as far as the setup and what it needs to be fast. We have that kind of sorted out, I feel like. So, yeah, I haven't been too beat up mentally. But, there is some, a lot of stress packed into a short amount of time during some of those races, but that's just racing.
Bill, you guys just had this 4-race weekend, and you were joined up with the IRA for all 4 nights, and obviously a series you know really well with as many championships and stuff as you've won there. What's so great about the IRA for those people that maybe haven't heard about the IRA or aren't super familiar with it? And, why should they check that out? And what are they going to see when the IRA comes to town?
Yeah, it's a great series. It's the rules and the cars and the engines and everything is the same as the World of Outlaws at All-Stars. So you get just a lot of horsepower and a lot of wild racing that happens. It's a touring series and just kind of like the All-Stars, but maybe just on a little smaller scale. Steve Sinclair has just been a great guy. He's the president, and he's always treated me good and treated, as far as I know, everyone. I've never heard anything bad about him. So, it's just a good series all around. And like I said, it's the travel, we get to go out of state quite a bit and then hit all the tracks around here. So it's you get a lot of variety. It's a neat deal.
Really, truly is. One of those really great regional tours that we have here in the country, and great stepping stone for a guy like you to move on to the All-Stars, and who knows where we go from there. Well, Bill, I was kind of looking at this weekend, and I said, this is going to be a really good test to see where you're at. I think it's fair to say that you've passed this test. Now you've got a big one coming up with Ohio Speedweek. We congratulate you on the success. We wish you the best in Ohio, and then on throughout, but appreciate the time joining us here on Wing Nation today.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
There we go. Oh, how's the syrup business? My buddy Steve Anderson treating you all right with the Anderson's maple syrup?
Oh yeah, it's been awesome. That's something I should have talked about. He's it's been neat trying to promote their product, and it's been a lot of fun.
Great people, that's for sure. I'd shared with you, Bill, I think I used to do a food blog and some food stuff. And Steve Anderson's maple syrup was one of my partners on that.
That feels like a dangerous giveaway at the racetrack or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And they actually do these things that I'm running now in Energy Pack too.
Okay, perfect.
Where it's, how you have all this gook and gels that runners are taking. Mm-hmm. This is just better than that. It's Anderson's pure maple syrup. And I'll take one of those before I do one of my 5Ks, and it's natural energy.
Well, there you go.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I've been taking them every once in a while. Like lately it's been really hot, and you can drink as much water as, it just goes right through you basically, and I'll take one every once in a while just to get a little burst of energy and get some work done, pretty good stuff.
It's amazing stuff. And the ingredient on it, I'm on a natural food kick. That's all I'm on. You turn it over, you read the ingredient, maple syrup.
That's it. Natural.
That's all.
Yep.
It's fantastic. So, good stuff for sure. Well, Bill, we certainly appreciate the time. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks.
You got it. Bill Balog, the North Pole Nightmare, fresh off from a pair of wins up in Wisconsin. Speaking of a pair of wins, Ryan Smith, he had a couple as well. We'll catch up with him here in just a moment. Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTires.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTires.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Over 200 events from coast to coast, and they're celebrating 30 years of scattering soil. The American Sprint Cars Series, the world's largest sprint car sanctioning body, is bringing more thrills with wing and even more non-wing action in 2021. 11 regional tours, the national tour. No matter where you are, we're coming to a track near you. Can't be there? Get double the streaming fun with Racing Boys and FlowRacing.com, bringing all the adrenaline to your favorite streaming device. See the full lineup of events now at ASCSRacing.com.
Sunoco is a proud partner of Wing Nation. Not all fuels are created equal, so fill up with Sunoco Ultratech. Sunoco Ultratech is a top-tier detergent gasoline that is proven to make your engine run cleaner, longer, and more efficiently. Using the same detergent package as what is blended into some of Sunoco's high-performance race fuels, you can trust Ultratech for your everyday race. Whether you're headed to the track or just hitting the road, fill up with Sunoco Ultratech and fuel your best. Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, continues on. I just love sitting there on a Friday night or Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and scrolling through social media and getting the results. And when I get results that Ryan Smith is winning races, it just puts a smile on my face, that's for sure. And he joins us now via the Dry Dean hotline. Hello, Ryan. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Thanks for having me on. How are we doing today?
Oh, we are doing fantastic. I think the more important question is, how are you doing today?
I'm doing spectacular.
I bet you are. The decision
We had
to go,
a great weekend, and
yeah,
it's just living the dream.
Living the dream for sure. The decision to go do the Western Pennsylvania Speedweek, tell us about that and why that works so well with your program at this point. Sunoco is a proud partner of Wing.
Car owners, Greg Denochik and Renee, they're actually closer to Lernerville than anywhere in Central PA. So they always wanted to go out there and race, and it just made sense for us to go out there, and we're planning on running all five. But first two got rained out, so just made sense for them, and just go have some fun and do something different.
Tell me about that Speed Week. I feel like there was a lot of really great guys there. You know, the talent level between some of those racetracks was incredible for those couple of nights. But, you go to Lernerville, you go to Sharon and get wins. But how tough were those fields each night?
Actually, it was pretty stout. We had 38 cars the first two nights, and for Western PA, for $3,000, the place was packed. The pits were full. It was pretty cool to see. Tyler and the guys there did a great job promoting it, and hopefully they can put it together again for next year.
Yeah, it was their first year doing it, and it was really, really neat. I hate that the first two got washed out. What does it mean, though, to you as a race car driver to go into an established Friday night track, all the Western Pennsylvania stars, all the home track heroes at Lernerville? There has to be some additional pride to go in there and take it off from those guys.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you invade and you steal one, it definitely makes you feel good. For some reason, I got some kind of horseshoe going on right now. I drew the number one 5 times in a row, and finally Friday night was the first one I actually finished off. So, for the last 2 years, the best I could draw was 8 seemed like for a redraw. So, I guess you take the negatives with the positives, but we were able to finish it off, and then Saturday freak ended. I drew a 2, and started second, and chased the 11 down there, Bowser, for 24 laps. Last lap. It was actually a spectacular race. Hopefully we can find a video at some point, but and got him in traffic. So both nights racing was awesome. Tracks are, we don't touch tires, move around, run the top, run around the bottom, and you can race. So it was a lot of fun and pretty cool to walk out with the 2 wins in the championship, and just a good confidence booster.
3 very different racetracks, between Lernerville, Sharon, and Tri-City. How different is it each night, jumping in the car with setups and things like that to try to kind of overcome those challenges as you do a tour like that?
Definitely tough, especially when you don't run there much at all. But I have some experience there a couple years ago running the All-Stars, and we saw new racetracks seem like every week. So you kind of find a baseline, and you start there every night and tweak on her. Our first 2 nights there, pretty similar setup. Kind of changed a little bit there for Saturday, but Sunday was a whole different ball game at Tri-City. It was real dirty, and obviously it's just shy of a half mile, so a lot bigger racetrack. And it showed. We weren't didn't time near as good as good the first 2 nights, and got going at a main time. Really should have run second. My guys under the third red, I think we had an open red and popped the fuel cap off. And it's still above the shelf. Should be good for 12 more laps. Well, I was running out of fuel with 2 to go, and I had just gone by lead second, and I was running out of fuel, so I ended up third. But luckily enough had just enough to finish and make weight and actually get the championship. So all in all, it was a great weekend, and hooked up some good people there with Greg Stanocic and Renee, and long-time crew chief Jeremy Fiedler put that deal together for us this year, and it started to pay off. Win, having fun.
What is that like as a race car driver? You're leading the points for this mini series championship. You're out here rolling. You go from 11th to 3rd. You're like, okay, all I need to do is finish this off. Yeah, I want to get second. I want to get by Lee for second. And you start to sense that you're running out of fuel. What goes through your mind over those last few laps?
Just hope you can make it to the checkered. You don't. It sputters pretty much when you get in the corner. Fuel runs away from the pickup and it starts to sputter, and every corner got sputter more and get worse and worse. Actually, I took the checkered, rolled through 1 and 2, and it quit. That was all she had. So it's definitely nerve-wracking, but not something we should have never put ourselves in that situation. Should have just put fuel in it and been done with it. But car, the way we have them set up and the way these cars are nowadays, the less fuel you got in them, the better they work. So, the way we had it set up, the more fuel you burn off, the faster you go. Well, we didn't want to put any more in because it was going to the front. So it's one of them deals. We took the risk, and it almost did it.
Wow.
Me and Steve were talking right at the top of the show here about Central Pennsylvania this year and just how wide open it seems. And from where you sit, can you put your finger on why that's been the case this year?
It's hard to say. Tires have definitely changed a little bit. The racetracks are, it seems to be harder to pass for some reason. It's dry, hot. I know a couple tracks ran out of water already, so hopefully we get some rain here and get these racetracks working a little bit better so we can actually come to the front.
Ryan, your career fascinates me in the ups and downs and tops and turvies that it's been. You had some time with Donnie Kreitz, and then you did your own deal. You won a World of Outlaw race. You get in the Hefner car. You injure yourself. You're back and forth and all over. This team, this program this year, just tell me a little bit more about this team, about this program, and where you guys want to go heading with this program.
So we actually have 2 programs going on. I have a full-time job.
Yep.
Rigging company. I'm a rigger by trade. And Brad got his own company. I've sold his own team, and his team runs a 600. So he's got a 360 and a 410 that we run on occasion. Actually won the first race year we ran this year up at Bridgeport with URC. We won that night with that car. So he has a 410. He's got a 360. Going to run maybe 15 races with them and just have fun and get his feet wet as far as a car owner situation and get ready for the kid to eventually step in it. And then the Stanocic 6, kind of just shoot from the hip. We're going to race when we want to race, when it makes sense to race. We want to take a weekend off. We're going to take a weekend off. Just have some fun. The last couple of years for me has been tough, stressful. I put a lot of pressure on myself and got hurt, and then pandemic, just all kinds of stuff was going on. So get back to having fun again and not get burned out. Race a lot, but not to the point where we don't want to go, we're not going to go. And so far it's working out really well. And we've had a string of top 5s here for I think 6 or 7 races in a row now, and finally got a couple 410 wins out of the way. So hopefully if we're hitting our stride here and just in time for Speedweek coming up.
How do you, I'm always fascinated by guys that race and then also have full-time jobs. How do you balance that, between trying to get your work in, with your full-time job and then also working on the sprint car and finding time to go race?
It's tough. Well, the Hefner deal, I was trying to do both and we didn't have the help at the shop to really make that happen. And I was just 10 hours a day, and we go to the shop at night, me and a couple of my buddies, and, for 3 hours, 4 hours a night all week, and then try and go racing on the weekend. And, we're in the truck on the way to the track, falling asleep, or out before we can get there. And it's just, we were able to run third or fourth, but I think that a little bit more, a little more help in the shop, a little more pressure off of me would have took us to the next level. And it's tough. I'm at that age where I got to decide: you want to race, you want to make a living, and actually start a family and that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to do both. And so far, like the way I got it set up now, I got great people surrounded by, and I work for a guy that's in racing, so he gets it. I can get off when I need to. But we're so busy right now, it's kind of tough. So it's you got to kind of mix best of both worlds here, and just 90 races a year is tough trying to work full time. But that's the bottom line.
Yeah, the math doesn't add up. Well, the math adds up.
There's enough time in the day.
Yeah. The 24 hour in the day is a constant number that is always there, and
correct.
Makes it really, really difficult. Final question for you: how are our friends at Red Robin? I got a chance to meet those guys a couple of years ago, and I see them on the car. They're still slinging the burgers and everything well up there in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah. They're back open full time now. With finding the coronavirus thing might be gone. Hopefully, they're doing well. Actually, Chris and Sue, they were out with us all weekend out in Western PA, and it came down to the final night between AJ Flick and I, and it was Red Robin 1 and 2, Red Robin 1 and 3 there the first 2 nights, and we were battling for a championship there on the last night, and he ended up getting tore up there in the heat race, but they're doing well. They're a part of my deal on both cars, and Flick, and just great people, good friends. And kind of people that you want to be surrounded by in a race. So proud to fly their color.
If I'm doing the math right, let's see. It's near the owner's hometown where you took them all there and won. It's near the sponsors were with you. I'd say it was a good weekend, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Keeping everyone happy. Ryan, I'm happy for you. Congratulations. Always appreciate the time joining us here on Wing Nation, and we wish you continued success.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you having me on, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
There we go. Ryan Smith, the Kunkletown Kid, joining us here on Wing Nation.
Hey, Ashley, what are you up to?
Oh, I just stopped by to grab some sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
You can never go wrong with a Honey Crisp. They're light, crisp, and full of perfectly balanced flavor.
Oh, hey.
You could always go with one of their classics, the Gala or Fuji. They're both sweet and juicy. Grown in the heart of Eastern Washington, Sage Fruit Company works hard on the farm and with their retail partners to provide high-quality apples and pears to consumers all year long.
Well, I couldn't decide which ones. Thanks for the help, guys.
I'll race you to checkout.
Aggressive Hydraulics provides solutions for virtually every industry that uses hydraulic cylinders. For instance, agriculture, construction, defense, emergency services, energy, food processing, forestry, marine, mining, railway, and even truck equipment. They design and manufacture mobile-style single-stage cylinders as well as multi-stage telescopic cylinders. It's a no one-size-fits-all approach with Aggressive Hydraulics. Check out their story at aggressivehydraulics.com.
Circle B Diecast is the new diecast outlet from Plan B Sales. What started as a Lionel and Chase Authentics apparel distributor has grown into the largest distributor of diecast and now includes Auto World, Greenlight Collectibles, Brand Art, Sam Bass Artwork, and University of Racing Lines. They have a huge inventory. The folks at Circle B Diecast love racing, and they support drivers like Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Christopher Bell, and many others with sponsorships and partnerships. On orders of $20 or more, use promo code MRN for free shipping. You can check them out at www.circlebdiecast.com. It was a big weekend in Knoxville. The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum 31st Annual Induction Class was inducted. Greg Hodnett, great pictures on our Wing Nation Facebook group of that Sherry Hodnett put. And so just really, really cool to see her accepting Greg's honor. Tim Schaefer, Jeff Swindell, Walt Dyer, Paul Leffler, Don Lamberti, Spencer Riggs, and Bill Cummings. You can find out more at sprintcarhof.com. That's sprintcarhof.com. Birthdays this week. Yesterday, Sherman Red Campbell. How about this? Tomorrow, the man from Mifflintown, Keith Kaufman. Chuck Merrill, Dwayne Pancho Carter, and Earl Padgett got to hang out with Keith Kaufman. If you go to Port Royal, you're going to hang out with Keith Kaufman because he's there all the time.
Legend.
Unreal. Ashley, she's moved up there with Ashley, my co-host on the Wing Nation TV show, and she moved up there, and she texts, she says, you ain't going to believe this. I'm at the Diner having lunch with Keith Kaufman.
Nice.
I cussed her out. I mean, when you're doing lunch with Keith Kaufman, Ashley, if you're watching this, you better buy him a birthday cupcake or something tomorrow.
For sure.
So we'll make it worthwhile for the man from Mifflintown. So we love the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, and again, sprintcarhof.com. I think what they're doing in Ohio is fantastic. Justin, I don't know if you heard about this. Attica, Stephanie Linder.
Stephanie Linder, man.
Isn't she like one of the...
She is incredible.
I wish if you move into a neighborhood, okay?
You want her to be your neighbor.
And you go and meet the next door neighbor that's Stephanie Linder, you won.
Yes.
You won the neighborhood lottery.
Yes.
And she's teamed up with Attica, and they're collecting stuff. Ohio Speedweek is coming up. Okay, so it's Attica, Fremont, and then Monday through Saturday. We just talked to Ryan about this. Okay? This sometimes the simplest thing in the world, a roll of quarters for the car washes. You know, with the stuff that I never think about. But to sprint car guys,
it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah. Washing fire suits, all the stuff that she does for the incredible.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
Cleaners, degreasers. I saw a rich farmer dropped off a bunch of brake clean for the teams. Great stuff like this. Water, Powerade. There's big boxes of Doritos and snacks, the individual chip bags. Some kid dropped off 3 $20 Taco Bell gift cards. You think about the lifestyle that these guys and gals are going to lead over the next 10 days or 9 days.
Not a lot of sleep.
Not a lot of sleep. And it's amazing. So if you're inclined to help this out and they're gathering it, you can give it to a specific team, and then they'll take everything that's not specified for the team and divide it evenly among everyone else. And but you can reach out to Stephanie Linder on Twitter and support this. I mean, a case of water. How simple is a case of water?
Doesn't cost much.
Doesn't cost much. But if you're one of those guys slinging the cars and you walk over to the cooler and there's that bottle of water there, I just think that this, to me, one of the things said they've done it every year. I knew that Stephanie does the fire suit thing, washing the fire suits. I knew that. I wasn't aware of this whole effort that they put together.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of gaining momentum now, and it's like as more and more people start to hear about it, more and more people are starting to contribute. But all the things that the Linders do for Ohio Sprint Car Racing, it's incredible.
It's unreal. So, fantastic stuff. So, again, Stephanie Linder, you can find her on Twitter. I don't know if she's on any of the social platforms. And just shoot her a DM, tell her what and they're gathering it up in Attica. So if you're going to Attica, if you're up in Ohio, whatever you need to do to get her stuff, let's support our racers.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, a freaking case of water, you don't think about it until you're dry, parched, and thirsty, getting from Waynesfield to Lima and exhausted, and there's water there in the cooler. It's unreal. Neat stuff, that's for sure. Speaking of neat stuff, the 26th and 27th annual Dirt Late Model Dream from Eldora will be live on Flow Racing this weekend, the 9th through the 12th. $250,000 on the line for the best drivers in the country at the world's greatest dirt track. Subscribe today by going to flowracing.com/MRNDream. That's MRNDream. In-depth articles, all access films, interviews, expert analysis, and more at your fingertips. Subscribe today by going to flowracing.com/MRNDream. That's flowracing.com. Man, I am struggling here. /MRNDream. Neat stuff.
I heard some sprint car guy might be there to try to steal some of that late model money.
Larson. How is this not? I shared with you earlier today. I of course do the NASCAR stuff with MRN, and we have our NASCAR affiliates, and I have a weekly call with one of our stations. And the guy says, boy, how about Kyle Larson? I says, this is the weirdest thing, because all last year on Wing Nation, all we did was talk about Kyle Larson, and now all we're doing is talking about him on NASCAR side.
Yeah.
And with flowracing.com, he's going to be at the Dream now, trying to do that too.
Yes, he is absolutely incredible. It doesn't matter what type of car or what surface, he just shows up and wins. It's been crazy to watch.
Insane. Really, truly is. Fun stuff, that's for sure. Our next Wing Nation Roadshow coming up at the Showdown, the Houston's 50 and the Jackson Nationals. We can't wait to get up there as well. Justin, appreciate you spending some time with us here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's fun as always.
Good stuff, that's for sure. And again, DirtTracker.com. That's DirtTracker.com. Justin Fiedler, your clearinghouse for all things dirt track racing. Coming up this week, coming up on the podcast later this week, Paul McMahon, we're going to really get into what Ohio Speedweek is like. We're going to really get into this. And then coming up on Wing Nation TV, presented by Sage Fruit this week, Zeb Wise is going to join us. And great conversation with Zeb Wise. So all kinds of neat stuff. If you are attending Ohio Speedweek coming up this weekend, make sure you go to the All-Star Circuit of Champions trailer and get your Winged Nation 10th anniversary gear, or you can get it at wingnation.com. Hey, we appreciate you joining us here this week on Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires.